lanes, it's on the back of this OD.
Yeah.
OD is not the greatest hero to rotate to the side lanes, but the other four are. So that's why I'm a little bit scared for them, because this is the types of lineups that they have been dropping balls with, right? So I just don't have faith in them as a team. I think this lineup can work, but it needs a lot of speed with moving around the map. Like you crush the lanes, you survive, you know, the early aggression from Virtus Pro once they have the Ravage and stuff like that, by going around the map, split pushing, and never allowing Virtus Pro to get themselves a fight, and they're just getting pick off after pick off after pick off, you know, from one hero to another. And one move have been, in my mind, like not that good at executing Dota in this way.
Yeah, and we'll see here. I mean, the smoke came through from the side of VP. They were looking towards that top part of the map, but it looks like they're just going to give that up. Don't want to go for the potential first blood. Even the Ember Spirit not really going in yet. The tree's going to show. The tree not going to show onto SquadX. He even takes a tower shot too. But they don't over-aggress on the side of VP. They're not going to be overextend. You can see that Gilga just standing right behind Ankrat, just in case anything comes out here. No wards on the Hoodwink. Where's it gone down? That's gone really deep down in the Radiant side of the map here, this Dire Ward.
SquadX and Aincrad have been the ones that their teams rely on in terms of killing people, right? And I think that SquadX, other than the laning phase, right, that's where he will struggle. Laning stage is where one move is gonna have a really good time. Other than that, he has more options to move around the map than the OD has, at least when it comes to his hero. When it comes to setting up from the other heroes on the map, one move actually have really good heroes to set up for the OD, but it revolves around team coordination, whereas SquadX just with his own ideas can make like chaos happen on.
Yeah, and we'll see how this lane is going to go in the mid lane. Flick back to that to keep an eye on it. I suppose it is going to be really hard. He's trying to go for the Flame Guard, but it's going to be really hard to pick up the last hits on the range creep if these Astral Imprisonments do just carry on coming out. So SquadX at least going to be able to get one there. But yeah, the more Aincrad throws out this Astral Imprisonment, the harder that lane is going to be. Meanwhile, on the top lane, you can see the Munkushi getting harassed just a little bit. But this lane, once he gets the points into the overpower, the Fury swipes do start to stack up as well. It is going to be so much harder for the Tide to sustain in the lane. Gilga and Sayush trading off right clicks here, and Mirana did actually go for that level 1 arrow. No Starstorm to come out, but Gilga, he can't come in for the D ward. If he gets caught out there, a potential arrow, even point blank, would have been enough to get the first blood.
The idea with an arrow is to push in the wave, makes it easier for your offlaner. And because you don't want the Tide to go in a straight 1 versus the Ursa, you make sure that the Tide has more creeps, and then he can't do it because you have range creep, he does not, and then you're trading with the Hoodwink on the other side. With this decision to put the Hoodwink on top, okay, it actually does make sense. I thought it was the Hoodwink Enchantress, but yeah. So anyways, they put Gilgir on position 5 because with the Hoodwink, first of all, it's a melee and the range hero together, but also the Hoodwink actually does give some kill potential on these two, because you do have that lockdown potential, and this hero does a lot of damage. People tend to underestimate that.
Yeah, mid lane, how's it looking for... I mean, Ember Spirit's sitting top of the last hit, so it looks like Aincrad not using the... Well, he's going to use it that time to get the deny, but it seems like SquadX is just being able to find the last hits here, going for the Sleight of Fist, 2 points into that. Flame Guard coming out for him to offer him some protection in this lane. If he gets close onto Aincrad there as well, because he does want to be coming into melee range, you know, it's not like the Outworld Destroyer, I have to think of the name, there's so many names over the time, but it's not like the OD has a lot of health that, you know, it's going to offer the protection from this Flame Guard. So every time the Spanish comes out with the Astral Imprisonment, SquadX, he still looks to close the gap, still looks to do the damage in the lane over to the OD.
You're applying pressure during the time that the OD is not high in levels. When OD is level 4 or 5, that's when things start becoming a little bit tougher for the Ember Spirit. But yeah, SquadX has outdone himself really in this mid lane. He didn't only win, he crushed Aincrad in the first 3 minutes, and you know, you're really gonna have to put your effort into it to equalize it when the Ember has 9 denies.
Yeah, he's just picking them up left, right, and center. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Pantomim He's looking to... Oh, it's going to be a second lane here on the bottom lane in the jungle. So we'll see Afterlife and Dotalicious moving over. Just a little bit more farm coming out from Krillia. You know, he's going to try and get these denied so the lane doesn't push that far forward. Even the train's being summoned here. So Lina going for that 1-1-1 build at level 3. It does make sense, but would you prefer to see another couple of points? You know, going for the Fiery Souls definitely, but another couple of points here coming out into the Dragon Slave to try and deal with these trains that come out from Afterlife?
No, because it will help you in the lane, but you just want to have the Fire Soul maxed out so that you can farm faster when the time comes. So currently, the way that Lina is being played, Dragon Slave is just on level 1 all the time. You just need the cooldown so that you can connect it onto multiple creeps and get your Fiery Soul up.
Okay. Well, Pantomime at least takes down Krillia's Cur. I think that was on the way back. A really nice deep ward there as well. So Pantomime going for the pull through, but again, Dotalicious should be able to... He's not even going to try and interrupt. He might just try and get aggressive here now as well. Dotalicious is level 2, holding that point in the second skill though. So nothing skilled up just yet. Just that second point into the enchant. Maybe to try and get Harassi here onto Pantomime. Pantomime already back behind that tier 1 tower with the creep wave.
Man, one move drafted to win the lanes, and they're losing the lanes. This is really a disaster. Ursa, usually on the early levels, is actually a problem for the Tide. What an arrow from Sayush, and they just finish off Gilgir. Yeah, that's really weird that one move allowed this to happen. You pick an OD into an Ember, you pick an Ursa into a Tide, and you're getting wrecked in lanes.
Yeah, oh, look at this mid lane now as well. This is the perfect time if you want to go for this. Wild Ring Ripper is going to be up now as well. The Astral Imprisonment's been used down for 10 seconds, but Ironclad, he's thinking that Spidey senses are tingling, so he does move himself away. Unfortunately, Wild Ring Ripper drags him back in. Squadix going to be taking a lot of damage here. He might be able to get this Enchantress with the pushback, but Squadix, he wants to come back in. Ironclad taking a lot of damage. The Impetus, he's not going to be able to get in range to throw it out. Oh, the body blocks from Gilgir, it keeps Ironclad alive. Keeps him going, and only level 5 here onto Squadix, so he doesn't want to be diving in, doesn't have the remnants to dive to Dotalicious, wants to carry on going. Was that pullback here? Steering Chains comes through. It's even going to be the Wild Moon Ripper doing a lot of damage, but Steering Chains, not enough damage to finish the job. They're only level 1 in those, so the damage, it does keep Ironclad alive. Meanwhile, top lane, Munkushi, the arrow is going to miss.
The Wild Wing Ripper actually, this creep right clicks quite a lot. You know, when you have the extra movement speed from the Enchantress enchant, it's actually a problem. They just want to go onto this OD because now is the time where he's gonna start bullying the Ember, but the college just doesn't allow it.
No, and Ironclad, he's got that salve up. The Bashful Pantomime has to TP himself in. He's going to be out of mana. There's a rotation from Sayush there as well. But there is the ward down, so they know this Mirana is here. So you can see Ironclad moving to the other part of the map. Scarlet's going to be taking a lot of damage. Line of Fit Steering Chains comes through.
He's okay.
And he's not going to be able to get the finish off onto Bambi. We'll be able to prance away safely for now.
Yeah, that's... Mirana is around the mid lane, as you mentioned as well, and they did spot him with a nice ward they have there on the hill. He's not going to be able to get the D ward, but still, this is a lot of pressure being done to DOD. I think Squadix was saying, guys, I crushed him in the lane. Just come over. This is a complete disaster for one move, because they were hoping for a good laning stage, and that's part of their heroes that they're not going to be able to utilize here, just because Virtus Pro did such a great job.
Look at how far forward, even with the double damage rune here for Ironclad in the middle lane, look at how far forward Squadix drops that Remnant to trying to open that opportunity to get aggressive. Okay, Enchantress has already moved himself away from this middle lane, so Squadix is going to be taking some punishment for dropping it there, but if the Chaos had hung around, your potential to go for the gank, Pantomime was still there as well. Had that clarity off, so the cogs as well to Bashful are available, but yeah, Squadix with full faith, just dropping that Remnant in the river instead of just below the tier 1 tower.
Power on the bottom lane is almost dropping for one move. This is big if Virtus Pro can do it, right? Because Power's dropping for one move, it's a disaster. They need access points. Ooh, boom, Minecraft gets level 6 and finishes off the Ember. Yep, you were talking about being overly aggressive and finally punished for it.
Yeah, meanwhile on the top lane, Notice is going to be chased down. Will be able to get himself away from Munkushi, though Munkushi wasn't able to close that gap, get that last right click off that would have killed off the Tide. The Tide only level 5 as well, so not picking up the Ravage just yet, but Munkushi similarly only level 5. So there could be some gank potential. Notice he's trying to regen up with the tangos, the 4 mangoes here as well, get himself back into the lane and potentially look for a gank, because Gilgir and Munkushi both really low. It looks like the mid lane, it's going to be Squadix keeping himself back in, so not looking for a rotation on the top lane, looking to get that gank off onto the Ursa. And again, the Astral comes out, but like you say, the pressure that Krillia, I thought it would have gone the other way with the trains coming through here. Afterlife, he's still losing it. Look at the damage between the two towers. And they are getting close to losing this tower on the bottom lane here, one move.
They most definitely are. Mirana is going to secure a rune for the Emperor. The thing now that does go in favor of one move is that Nature's Prophet is getting his level 6. The Tidehunter dies just before it, but he's now going to be able to assist his team.
Yeah, mid lane, they're going to try and make a dive onto Ironcrad. Do they have enough damage to take him down? Of course they do. And now the dive Afterlife TPs himself in, but Squadix, he wants to get aggressive. The Sprout comes out, he takes down Dotalicious, but Squadix, he wants to carry on going with his Flame Guard. The damage coming through from sides there as well. As that Starstorm 1 second away from that. Squadix, does he actually dive himself back in? Sayush, if he'd have gone for that 2 points into the Starstorm, probably could have picked off Afterlife.
He was, you know, low on mana. He doesn't know. He can go in. He's probably not getting out. Yeah. And it is a question if you're gonna get the double Starstorm onto Afterlife. It's just not easy to do. So Sayush decides not to do it. You killed Ironcrad, you lost the support, and there was a ulti from the Nature's Prophet plus the TP used, and one move don't get anything out of it. So if I'm Virtus Pro, I'm happy.
Yeah, it's still a really good trade if you're only losing. And again, Kuya, look at the pressure he's putting onto this tier 1 tower. The 3 points now into the Fiery Souls. This tower, yeah, did he get to deny? He did. Yep. But it still does mean that this is going to be an open lane now for the Lina.
The safe lane is usually the easiest tower to take for an offlaner or for the team, right? You take the enemy safe lane tower, but when you lose your tier 1, you don't have that access point that you're going to be bringing heroes around, and now it becomes increasingly difficult for one move to take towers down, and it's very important for them considering that they have this Nature's Prophet lineup.
Yeah, mid lane again, aggression coming out with that Flame Guard, but Pantomime, he traps himself in the cogs. Just lucky that the impetus, you know, it's only level 1, isn't on constant cooldown now. The Astral Imprisonment, but Squadix get that speed ward off now as well onto the high ground. Searing Chains comes out, but it's just the arrow a little bit too late. He was busy de-warding the ward on the high ground. But it looks like he wants to dive in. The Remnant comes through. There's going to be the Silence's Eclipse.
Nice
enough to finish off. Yeah. And do they have enough damage to kill off Ironcrad? It looks like Sayush, he doesn't have the mana now for that Starstorm, so Ironcrad hides himself in the trees. And at least they do get the kill into Dotalicious eventually with those Nature's attendants to the TP and Squadix. Gonna be in trouble. Did he go a little bit too far here? The pushback, it connects an Ember Spirit. It's not gonna matter. Can't get it off in time, and he will be taken down. So Afterlife, good rotation over to secure the kill onto 2 heroes though.
Virtus Pro are doing a good job at forcing the fights to happen around the mid lane, but they overextended because they underestimated the armor of the OD. This hero does have a lot of base armor, and that's why the Sleight of Fist of the Ember just isn't doing enough.
Yeah, and I mean, again, they had close potential to get the kill, but Mirana just short of the mana to get the Starstorm off to secure the kill. And if that arrow had connected, you know, if he wasn't trying to de-ward the ward on the high ground, you know, the arrow comes out half a second earlier and they get that kill onto the OD.
Okay, one move, even though early laning stage wasn't so great, they have been able to stabilize the game, which is very important for them. And once this Hoodwink hits level 6, then you're gonna have the burst potential to just kill heroes and move a little bit faster around the map. Because when Virtus Pro lose just one hero on the map, it's increasingly difficult for them to play. That's why this level 6 on the Hoodwink is so important.
Yeah, and being able to get it off onto someone like the Tidehunter, you know, you get the Sharpshooter, you take away the Kraken Shell, and Tide all of a sudden becomes this big squishy watermelon that the Ursa will just be able to rip through. Not that he's not ripping through it anyway, but it just makes it that much easier to get the kill onto it.
For sure. Tide is going for a Vlad's. No, I haven't seen that for some time, but it does make sense, you know, because Morbid Mask is so good on the Tidehunter, and now it's actually Virtus Pro that are rotating. They know mid lane without the Nature's Prophet cannot be pushed, so if he's not there, they're not going to be defending it.
Yeah, but Munkushi will be able to get himself away from that. There's a DD in the bottom of the river, but it looks like the OD didn't spot that one out either. So Ironcrad rotates up just to make sure there's no gank potential. It will... I don't think it's under vision either. It's close, but it's not being revealed here. So they just know there is a rune bot. Now, it does get pinged out by Pantomime. Nobody going to be contesting onto this, so I think he just picks it up himself here. Make sure that nobody on the side of VP does secure this rune, which would be a really big one, especially seeing if, you know, Delina picks it up, maybe TP's top, looks for a fight with the rest of the team. Could fight pushback. Ow! Hookshot comes in, they're going to be able to take down the Tide.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean, Ravage, but the Astral Imprisonment will be there. Sayush gets the kill onto Pantomime, but Notice will fall shortly afterwards.
One thing that I didn't like how Notice played the Tide last time is that he was just being super defensive. He wasn't aggressive at all with the hero. But in this game in particular, I like what he did there. Even though, you know, Ravage is used, you get a 1-for-1. It's not an ideal trade. At least you are the one taking the hate, and there's gonna be needing a lot of time for Virtus Pro to get their BKBs, especially because they're gonna be dealing with the Orchid on the Nature's Prophet. So it's much better for the Tide to be giving away his life. These supports, they just die way too fast.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that then on the bottom lane. But the Ember was trying to gank onto the Nature's Prophet. So the Nature's Prophet just surrounds himself with the Treants, just body blocks away from Squadix. Squadix tries to go with a sleight of fist into the steering chains to get the lockdown on that steering chains. But, you know, the Nature's Prophet still gets that TP away because, the steering chains onto the Treants.
Excellent 2 targets. There's 6 of them and only one of Nature's Prophet, so the odds were ever in his favor, and in the end he did live.
Yo, Clockwork, he's looking. He might go for that hook shot here. Squadix, he's dropped that Remnant South. She's going to be up onto the high ground. Slight for Searing James comes through. Hook to connect. Another miscommunication. The Astral Imprisonment comes out, and now the lockdown Pantomim. Can he get himself away from this one? Slider Fist, the Remnant jump up, and Pantomim, he jumps to the wrong Remnant, and Pantomim, he gets denied. He gets denied by the neutral, but that wouldn't need to be a kill either way. Just a little bit of miscommunication from both sides there trying to find those kills.
It happens, but the clock isn't going to be too sad. He's level 6, so pretty much the death timer is the same. For people that might not know, when you get killed by creeps and you're lower than level 6, the death timer is still 26 seconds as it would be if you were level 6 now. It doesn't really matter, no gold lost, and he's gonna be completely fine. I like that Aincrad is going for a blink. They need this from him. They need the positioning tool, though. Afterlife, he would so much not want to be here now.
Yeah, this time he is gonna get locked down. Searing Chains into the arrow. The trains are gonna be coming back with the damage coming through. He has that Orchid, but Krilliat's gonna be there. Just throws out the Laguna Blade and claims the kill onto the MP.
Easy pick off, though. He actually was quite tanky there for a second. You know, I'm looking at Squadix and the Mirana. They're not really doing enough damage to finish them off, him off. And if the Lina doesn't come there, it's actually debatable if they do get the kill.
Yeah, he did get low, but yeah, like I said, Lina just throwing out the Laguna Blade, making sure the kill was secured. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, Munkushi, he's still finding this farm. You know, he's going towards. He's got that Battle Fury at 15 minutes, so he does have that net worth. Accelerated is going to be coming out for him, and there's going to be the TP in. They might even be able to get the kill onto the Enchantress this time. Orchid does get used, and Afterlife secures the kill.
Very important. Every single time you see the Enchantress on your side of the map, as mentioned in the draft, she has to die.
Yeah.
You have the ability to do so, and if you can set up on her with the Hoodwink, that's actually perfect. So Gilgir, for now, has been doing a good job in this game. But I really like Virtus Pro, the way that they are itemizing. Tidehunter is itemizing against the Ursa. Yules, Halberd, that's what he wants. Then you have the 2 supports that are going for 4 staffs. So we don't all have to get 4 staffs, even though in some of the games, Tidehunter would get it. But considering that he has 2 supports that benefit from it, even though it wouldn't be good for the game, but it's good for this one, they would go for it. Then he can pick up something else that's going to counter despair.
Yeah, but look at this Clock OD. They're looking for a smoke into the right side of the map. Oh, if the wards go down, Sai, she's holding off. Yeah, they might be able to get another move out of Dotalicious. He's in biz. Do they have the damage with the Moonlight Shadow?
They're in no man's land.
Yeah, moves himself over. The hookshot comes out onto the Ember Spirit, but it's only out of the frying pan into the literal fight here with the Ember Spirit, and it's going to be Squadix that picks up the kill.
Aincrad playing around that ward, the only reason why he survived, but the ward gets taken down, so one move, the smoke of theirs, didn't really give anything.
But this deep ward here from the side of VP, they know roughly where Aincrad is. He's in the trees. They want to try and make it down because Munkushi's here as well. He's going to be seen on that creep wave, and it looks like they're just going to give up the gank potential here. The Mirana and the Ember Spirit. Aincrad will be able to get himself out safe.
One thing that one move aren't doing too well in this game is pushing out the side lanes, right? It's every single time you go for a smoke and the enemies can be in an aggressive position in the side lanes, it's gonna be hard for you. You need to see them if you're one move. You need to know that they're separated, and they just haven't been doing a great job at that. So I'm getting scared for them, because these kind of moves, they're not gonna work.
No, and now there's going to be again that ward seeing through into the rage until it sees Aincrad trying to farm it, but the arrow, no, one system comes out. Aincrad, does he get that TP away? Because I mean, it was no Searing Chains being thrown out, and it looks like again they're on the move here. One move, they're trying to respond to this. Squadix, Saush already moving themselves back. Pantomim Where's that hook? Do they have the vision? The smoke comes out, so they're not going to know where they are. Squad Xayush do get away hookless.
Very nicely done by Virtus Pro.
They just forced a rotation. Yeah.
Yeah, they just poked on the OD because they knew that there was going to be a rotation, and now we know they're running towards us while our team is doing something much greater, taking the Roche. But one move already, they're coming over. Mid lane tower, though, that is something that is going to be a problem for them coming into this fight.
I mean, the Roshan is going to go down. I don't think they get here in time. Sarge, there's going to be the Invis rune as well. Notice he's waiting. He doesn't have any gap closers, but Phantom, he always gets locked down. The Bushwhack comes out onto the creeps. Brilliant's going to be able to take that first Aegis away from the Ursa. So important to take that away from him.
The second one is the more important, but Ursa always likes to be able to grab it there. Especially in the early stages of the game, it's a little bit easier for the Dire side to control that area. Radiant can fight it, but this is just the problem with one move not taking the mid lane tower, and they have pushing heroes, and Virtus Pro being able to take down pretty much all tier 1s.
Yeah, they might be able to make something happen here. Aincrad, there's no steering chains after that slide of fist. Wasn't used onto the OD. Sorry, she's waiting in the trees. If you want to try and make a move, because Aincrad, he avoids walking into that ward spot. Nature's Prophet was trying to push out onto the tier 2, defended here by the Emperor. Drops that Remnant, so he has a TP back into the Remnant if he wants to, as it looks like VP on the top lane. Krilliat looking to apply pressure to the tier 2 themselves.
He has an Aegis and the BKB, and one move are gonna think twice before going for this one, but they're coming over. They really want this.
Yeah, Bushwhack the hookshot onto a creep. It gets the block off, and Krilliat can just move himself away. That's not the...
Also, they took down the tree. They took down the tree with the Tidehunter. I don't know if you saw that one. He took down the tree with the Quelling Blade, the one with the Bushwhack, and that's another reason why Delina wasn't stunned for longer. Now the 4 staffs are there. It's going to be even easier for Virtus Pro to protect Delina in these situations.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get another engage off, this time onto Dotalicious. Dotalicious looking to try and get that D-ward through. And doesn't have the Nature's Attendants. 4 points in those Nature's Attendants, so he wants that survivability, wants that regen for his entire team.
Virtus Pro have been doing a great job at dealing with the lanes. It's Squadex and Sayush getting a lot of hate towards themselves and surviving most of the times in these rotations. That is what's kind of stopping one move from dealing with the side lanes.
Yeah, Ilga was able, he gets the Bushwhack up onto the Mirana there as well, but just uses the Sharpshooter, even with the Searing Chains going, to get out of that arrow path. And while this is going on, Krilliat just continues to push out this tier 2, and it doesn't look like one move they're in any comfortable position to contest this. Afterlife on the bottom lane, trying to use these trees to push out onto a tier 2 of their own. Does anyone come back to defend this, or are they more than happy? Yeah, it's going to be Krilliat. He comes back again. LSA's Dragon Slaves to try and farm up onto these trees. So some extra gold here for this Lina, who is top in the net worth chart.
He has an Aegis, and he has the Boots of Travel. Plus, currently, the burst potential from one move onto a BKB target, it's not there, because the Ursa doesn't have a blink, and Afterlife doesn't have a life, I guess. It's very unfortunate.
He's, yeah, straight up dead. He was trying to get Chica. I think he actually got spotted out by the courier of Mirana here, which is why, because I'm not seeing any wards.
Maybe they were just going for farming there.
Yeah, Aincrad at least gets the kill on Dotalicious, drops the Sanity's Eclipse to claim that.
You just cannot allow her to be on your side of the map. That's the case. It's way too much vision for Virtus Pro. It's bad enough with the Mirana and the Emperor in your face. You cannot allow this one to be there as well. But it just goes to show when you're using the Sanity's Eclipse in what kind of situation one move are currently, and it all comes down to the side lanes. As long as the side lanes are being pushed in, it's a problem. That's why this Enchantress is working out so well. It's not only the hero itself, but you know, you find a Dark Troll Summoner, and the Skeleton Army just easily deals with the waves.
Yeah. And yeah, being able to apply pressure from that support position, really effective here. Again, at countering what the Nature's Prophet can do. Squadex, he gets himself the Arcane Rune. It is going to be the Nature's Prophet on the bottom lane, but it doesn't look like that's what VP want to target here with the smoke rotation. In fact, he might just go back to pushing out this lane. And it looks like, yeah, he's just going to go back and applying pressure, maybe trying to force one move to rotate to defend their own towers, as the person really doesn't want to be doing that at the minute. He's got that BKB, but he's about 500 gold away from the blink, and he doesn't want to give up a death and delay that blink even longer.
even the blink, I think, is not going to be enough. He needs a basher in this game as well, because you need chaotic fights for one move, where it's not like concentrated fight onto a one hero, and you need to be picking people off. Your Clockwork giving you vision, you see someone isolating themselves, and you jump in and you rip them apart. That's how you need to be approaching it with Ursa. So blink isn't going to cut it.
Mid lane, there is going to be the Astral Imprisonment onto Notice, but it looks like Phantom is going to get himself away from this Moonlight Shadow. He gets caught, the arrow will connect. He was trying to go for the hook away, but he does just get caught out and killed off.
This pick-off potential for Virtus Pro is just hurting one move so much. They're not dealing with it properly, and this is the last outer tower. You are the ones that should be pushing. You are the ones that need to be applying pressure, and the ones taking down all the towers are Virtus Pro.
Yeah, Lina, the Aegis is going to expire, so back to full health, full mana. Has that extra item slot here as well. And did he try and fight into this? The smoke's going to be coming out from one move. Did he make that move? He pops that BKB. It's going to be coming out pretty early on. And it does mean that, you know, he's not going to be able to fight now. He doesn't want to give himself up any deaths because of using that early BKB. Just using it to back up with the rest of his team.
He understands the dangers of being caught right there and then. The Emperor did have a remnant back, but not in a good position to fight. He understood, okay, this is a bad spot. The lanes are outpushed. The enemies aren't going to be able to do anything on the back of my BKB being on cooldown. Just pop it and get out. So, nice call for them, but still, it's a win from one move either way, because the 9-second BKB is gone.
Yeah, going to be on cooldown now for the next, 50 seconds as well. So, really nice opening where one move can feel a little bit more comfortable to find the farm in the triangle. You know, we don't think they're going to be aggressed on. The blink dagger's out now for the Ursa, moving towards that basher. So it is an item that he wants to be picking up in the near future. Roche going to be the big man at least 2 minutes away here before he's back on the map. So Munkushi might have the timing with this basher that once Roshan's back up, they could look to engage on the side of one move and then secure that objective.
One move really made a big blunder here. I don't know if you noticed, but the Nature's Prophet was constantly pushing in the bottom lane. But as he was doing that, there was a Dark Troll Summoner that was cutting the wave on the bottom. So, effectively, the Nature's Prophet wasn't doing anything. And now one move are going for a smoke, but the one that will be easily read just because of the positioning of the lanes.
Yeah, and you can see that, again, after, like you say, he's trying to do his best to push out this lane. So it's going to be it's a 3-man smoke, and Aincrad trying to play around this vision that they've got on the cliff as well. But you can see that VP, they're sticking together. Only Dotalicious missing from this. And VP, now the Moonlight Shadow, they're going to try and re-engage. There is going to be the sentry down, but no actual vision on the side of one move to the spot for the hook shot. It comes in. Is this going to be the fight they need to take this Krillian? He's already got that BKB going. Anton going to be taking a lot of damage inside the trees now as well, but the Sprout comes out. Nature's Prophet rotates over. They get the kill onto the clock. Sharpshooter. It doesn't connect onto Notice. It doesn't get the kill.
Oh man, that was so close to being a disaster for Virtus Pro. I think if Notice dies, then one move can commit. But considering that the Tide survived, they understand that the Ravage could be an issue. So he is going for a 4-staff on the Tide. I have to say I like the Halberd, but I'm guessing he saw the build on the OD. He saw the Aghanim Scepter and was like, okay, the 4-staff, it's better. I need to have longer range of initiation, more chances of getting myself out. Because this guy, it's not about disarming him. It's about making sure that I get on top of him.
Speaking about getting on top of it, he's asked to go for the blink away. Yeah, there was a Squadix so close by that, you know, if they're throwing out those Searing Chains, would have got the lockdown there onto the Ursa. And Ursa, Kevin Kuchi, the Spidey senses start to dingle, moves himself back. Meanwhile, Aincrad, how is he looking in terms of items? He has the Ag Scepter up, he has that blink dagger down, he wants to get the shard into the BKB. But win probability going VP 71% in favor of VP in this first game.
Yeah, understandable, really, because one move, they only have one outer tower, and mid lane is not the one that you mount up a fight around. Yeah. And that is what one move need. They need an area that they control for a fight, because you need to have more vision and more approaches to the fight. If it's just a straight up initiation where Virtus Pro sees you, jump in with Ravage, kill 2 of your heroes, it's over.
Well, the Bushwhack comes out. It's actually going to be a 4-staff forward here, but the self-cliff comes out here onto Decals. Decals doing it to, you know, he's going to be able to get some D-wards off. 4-staff's down to the low ground now as well. But yeah, the Sharpshooter coming through. Even Phantom throwing out the hook there. If it had hit that hook, he would have been in the middle of 4 heroes on the side of VP. Another Bushwhack onto the Mirana. Mirana going to be taking some damage.
Okay, this is much better for one move. Poke, go back, and when you're doing that, then the lanes are going in your favor. at some point you are going to be catching Virtus Pro off guard if you continue to approach this way. This is finally, after like 27 minutes of gameplay, One Move have gotten the lanes in a position that they should be feeling comfortable getting into an engagement.
Yeah, and Afterlife, he's going to be going for the AC, still pushing out this bottom lane. Like you said, just looking to, he knows he doesn't need to be with his team the entire time because he has that teleport in. So he's just trying to do his best. Squadix is on the bottom lane now as well. Does he want to try and get the kill off? He doesn't. He just wants to be putting the fear of God into Afterlife.
Afterlife is stronger though, you know, so if I was December, I wouldn't want to be fighting the Nature's Prophet. You're going to be losing that one for sure.
Yeah, but the D-Wads are coming through this gem as well onto the Ember Spirit. Maybe, you know, Afterlife, not sure where the rest of the VP are. So, I mean, I'd be a little bit worried if the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains comes out that, oh, is the TP's coming in? You know, do I need to back myself away? But Nature's Prophet, for the most part, Afterlife playing it cool here in this bottom lane.
Finally, One Move, they've gotten themselves in a position when they're nice in this game, and Ursa finally has the basher. So Virtus Pro, they're done with this. Just they want to go forward, and Krilliat is in trouble.
He gets away from the sides. These Eclipse. The Force Staff comes out from sides, but Krilliat, that's his BKB being popped. Yeah, there's really a lot of nature coming through. Do they have enough to get the kill into Krilliat? Krilliat, he just has to move himself out, and the Bullwhip as well. Poor Tidehunter, he has to TP himself away. But again, this is going to be perfect timing. 14 seconds until Roshan is back up. He forced out the BKB. Do you want to go for more Munguchi? He gets the blink away. Do they have the damage? They're going to be able to take down Pantomim, and now the Hoodwink. He's the next one to fall. The Bullwhip to slow down Afterlife. He has to pop that BKB. Does he want to go for the TP away? He's just going to be moving himself out. God, Cassicus immediately popped the perfect timing for One Move as the big man comes back up in his pit. But all of a sudden, notice he turns himself round with this cliff ward. Perfect vision to get the Ravage, and only Munguchi able to dodge it off with the blink to get killed on full support meeting.
Man, that was so close to being a disaster for Virtus Pro, because when that Sanity's Eclipse was dropped, if the Lina dies, that's Roche for One Move, but now it's a disaster on the other way around, because after that Ravage, Munguchi, he used his BKB, and they couldn't fight the Roche. If he had his BKB, that would have been a good position for One Move to buy back and come back into it, defend the Roche, get the second Roche for Dirsa. And now your timing has been delayed severely if you're One Move.
Yeah, bottom lane. Oh, Gledmir comes out. He pops that Enrage, trying to get himself away. Doesn't have the BKB for the next 12 seconds, but he also have to come in tied into the arrow. It's not going to connect onto him. Laguna Blade.
Nothing connects.
Munguchi, can he get himself away from this? The Afterlight comes through from Aincrad. So he's going to be able to slowly move himself away. But yeah, there's going to be the leap hit. He pops that BKB going for the TP. Nothing to disrupt this here. And at least Munguchi, it's going to cost him his BKB. He will be able to get himself out. Doesn't get... Well, he did get caught out, but had the tools to get himself away from danger.
Very crappy spell usage there, both the arrow and the LSA missing on the Yule target. Yes, Lina with the Yules hasn't been played for a long time, so you are you're not really used to it. But if Krilliat had connected that stun, even on an enraged target, it would have been a disaster for Dirsa.
Yeah, meanwhile, Squadix, he's gonna roast some squirrel. He's gonna get a kill over onto Gilgy, the Fire Remnant with the Aghanim shot there as well. The upgrade on that, the damage coming through, just easily gets the kill onto the Hoodwink.
So 6k gold lead. Aegis on the Lina. Earlier we saw that the Lina can be bursted down, but with the Aegis you're gonna get too deep. And I think Virtus Pro just want to go forward. The team fight from One Move just isn't there. Even with the Ravage being down, you have to cut the waves, and you can see what Afterlife is doing. So it's the job of the Ember, it's the job of the Mirana to prevent this. But for now, at least there are some creeps, so they'll be getting the tier 3 down. There are creeps on the bottom lane as well.
Yeah, they can move down if they want to as well. And Krilliat does have the Hurricane Pike out, so if the Ursa gets right on top of him, you know, he is going to be able to pop that. If he doesn't get first hit bash, he's going to be able to force back this Ursa and throw off so much right-click damage. The hook shot comes through. Did he have the knockdown here now? Well, notice has that Ravage, but the BKBs are out the arrow this time. It does connect onto the Ursa. He's going to be diving from Squadix now as well. Notice he's just trying to play around these BKBs. Look to it, as Squadix taking a lot of damage.
Link Ravage is ready.
Astral Imprisonment comes out now as well. They have the lockdown. Searing Chains. Pantomim is going to be a little bit longer for him. No Enrage for the Clockwork. But the Astral, it does keep Krilliat, even through the Gletnir, from getting the kill onto the OD, from getting the kill onto the Naked Prophet, and Afterlife goes back to try and split this wave in the mid lane.
One Move, that is a very good back. Very good read of the situation. We don't have our BKBs. We didn't kill the Tide. He has the Blink. He has the Ravage. They're going to destroy us, and they get themselves out. But the thing is, you still use your BKBs, and there is still a Ravage, even with you backing out. Even if you're on the high ground, this Lina, she's not going to stop.
Yeah, look at this. Squadix, he just stalks out onto the Nature's Prophet, and even with the silence coming through, he already had that Remnant down, first damage to jump to, and now the Ravage comes through. Ankrad's going to be able to get the absolute on himself. So the Glenmy's going to be there. The hookshot comes out to Phantom. He wants to get in on this. The arrow, the damage, though, he gets the kill, and now Sandy's Eclipse gets drops. He get the kill onto Ducaus, but Krillia, he wants to carry on going. That ages for another minute and a bit, and now the Sandy's has been used. Does he? No, the Dragon Slave doesn't connect. The blink away from Ankrad through that Astral Imprisonment. He's moving himself away, but Krillia, he just wants to carry on going. Again, ages a minute and a half. And Squadix, yeah, what can they do here? One move to defend this.
Well, Virtus.pro don't have resources. They use the Ravage, and they're all very low. So I think for now, one move have defended against the Sagas. During the duration of it, Virtus.pro really won't be able to mount a full-scale attack. So at least that is going their way. But now it has come to a point where the Ember can't kill the Nature's Prophet like that solo. Obviously, he wasn't full on resources, didn't have a BKB, stuff like that. But he can force out the BKB, and that is a problem. So that means the split push from the Nature's Prophet is not going to be as effective as it was. And it's going to be even worse once Squadix gets the Zagan Interceptor. So slowly but surely, Virtus.pro are now itemizing to deal with the split push that they have been dealing with for the majority of this game.
Yeah, and look at this. Saush immediately gets that T-Ward off Gilga. That was the fresh sentry there, but Saush with the vision already up to this. Not good because he knew for the jump in it was only Gilga. Does he want to throw out an arrow or something? Ironcrad, Squadix might actually get the dive in. Could be the blink away from Ironcrad. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Krillia, he's just going to be fine pushing out. He's got the boots of travel. You know, if he needs to get close to a fight breaking out, he can get there with the boots. And VP looks so comfortable playing the buddy system here. Not grouping up as 5, but just playing 2 2s and a 1. Just taking what they can from this map.
They have the speed necessary to get close to each other, and they know that one more are afraid of a big full-scale team fight onto enemy vision. So that's why they can move around the map in groups. But one move, they're waiting on their vision. They want to fight.
Yeah, they get the jump on to Notice. Notice doesn't have that Ravage for the next 20 seconds. So it looks like the burst of Ducaus is going to be taking a lot of damage. He will be taken down. Yule Scepter, it looks like the arrow will connect. But now VP, yeah, Astral Imprisonment comes out from Ankrad just to keep the Ursa from being engaged on. But VP, they've already lost one. They don't want to overcommit there. Again, no Ravage. It is only just coming back up. So the tools to take a fight weren't there, and VP sensibly backed themselves away. But really nice pick there, just to get the kill onto the edge from one move.
Very nice ward to make it happen as well. The ward was the thing that set it all up. They placed it in a perfect position and they waited. Ideally, they wanted the Tide, but then as soon as they saw the Tide broken, got 2 4 staffs, now you know that you can kill someone else. So very nice call coming out from one move. And I really have to praise Ainkrad's positioning in this game. It's not about getting in and doing the damage. This OD, he's a save. He needs to make sure that his teammates stay alive after these kind of pickoffs.
Yeah, meanwhile, Lina to be 400-ish gold away from picking up the full Satanic, and Notice going towards that Hex as well. The Hex is going to be a little bit further away for Notice, but again, extra control coming through against the Ursa. You just, the longer you can delay onto what the Ursa can do, you know, you tease out the BKB, and then you go back in and you Hex him, you Yules him, you just keep him controlled while the rest of the team rips through the fight. And Munkushi, even with the double damage in here, it doesn't look like one move. They don't want to be looking for an engagement. It's actually going to be VP with the smoke, trying to chase down onto one move.
They want to get that one kill so that they alleviate the pressure of the map. That's how you do it now. If you're Virtus.pro, they have a gem as well for quite some time, and when you kill that one hero and one move gets pushed back, you push in the lanes, you devoid the map, and that's how you gain the advantage. So that's what they're looking for. But it's not about getting that big team fight, because you don't know where the OD is, and it's dangerous going in for the Ravage. If you use the Ravage, people get saved. It's not gonna be easy. You have better team fight, but only while that spell is up.
Yeah, and bottom lane, you see that they're moving around as well. They're just letting Afterlife do what he can to protect. He's got that AC going towards a Satanic of his own. Meanwhile, Krillia, how's he looking? I mean, he's picked it up now. He's got that Satanic. He's going to go back for Hex himself. And I assume that's going to be a bot 2 coming up for the Lina here as well.
Yeah, looks like it. is thinking about it, I guess.
He might just want another boot of travel for his second foot. You know, 2 foots on the Lina, 2 boots needed.
She
Otherwise,
flies. She doesn't even need a single one.
So what? She's just using it as a hat.
Oh, she's using it as a DP, you know? As a portal key. You remember Harry Potter? Portal
True.
key? Like,
True.
it's an old boot. Huh? No? It does make sense. Anyways, I'm looking at one move. They're still doing a solid job, but Virtus Pro, now they're taking it slowly. When all their heroes are alive, man, how can you allow these creeps of the Enchantress to just bully you this much? One move, this is gonna be so easy to read through the smoke because every single lane is in your face. Like, you have a Nature's Prophet, you have to kill those Enchantress creeps immediately.
Yeah, Kilga. He's going to be the furthest one forward here. Now he's trying to bait something out. Dotalicious, the hookshot doesn't come through. He's going to be able to get the kill into the Enchantress. Oh, leave the 4-staff out. And now he turn it around onto Pantomime. Dotalicious, the sharpshooter to come through to the edge with the healing from the Nature's Attendants. He's going to be back to full health.
Oh, the cogs, they isolated the Ursa from the Enchantress. That was a kill. Ursa was swiping for the last hit, and then the cogs come out, and the Ursa gets pushed out. The Kale stays inside of them, so you don't get the kill. And when it's a 4 versus 5 in this game, no one really wants to engage, so the third Roche is gone as well. And this is a double Ravage. So Virtus Pro, they can pretty much get away with anything right now. This was a disaster from one move, the way that it was executed, but it was actually a very, very nice idea. Unfortunately for them, they were behind. It was hard to get that kill. One slight mistake, it cost you that kill, and now it probably cost you the game.
They actually give the refresher shot over to Squadix. He's got the Aghanim Scepter, so he's got the, is it the 6 charges? 5 charges onto the Remnants? Yeah, so he's going to have 10 coming through, yeah, and this is just going to be, if he drops these all around the base, you watch the Atmosphere like a pinball diving left, right, and center in these fights. It's going to be so hard to lock him down, but the amount of damage, because the shard is there as well. This Ember Spirit, he's going to be so deadly coming into the next fight.
That's the idea. Create chaos. Oh, the self-astral.
Yeah, he gets that BKB off of the Lotus. If you have the engage, Slider Fist here in chains. He's dropping a remnant there as well. The Calamity. The damage, that squirrel is going to be absolutely roasted because of that remnant damage there as well. Krillia with the extra lockdown. Afterlife comes in the BKB. The 4-step away now. That's going to be the hookshot on Krillia. Out of dodge, out of danger, out of trouble there. And one move. How did he follow up now?
Very hard. I understand what the Ember wants to do. He wants to go in, create chaos, and then when one move, they're not ready, they're going to be going in, but here's the jumps.
Yeah, there's going to be another 4-step away onto Krillia. You'll Scepter now as well onto the Earth. Earth does connect. We're still in range, but there's going to be really good Ravage. Give me that 80 seconds, no buyback. Afterlife trying to do what he can with that Satanic Crunch to sustain through the damage. But Krillia, all the entire team over him, just do too much, and the Satanic not going to be that effective now. And again, 2 heroes dead for 68 seconds. Perfect timer on synchronize between those 2 heroes, but it will cost them a lot of their base.
Ursa didn't want to pop the BKB. He got arrowed during the enrage, and he's like, this is gonna go through, but his enrage was ending, and then the Ravage comes out during that literally mini-stun of the arrow, and that's gonna lose them the game. I understand it. You have a 6-second BKB, and you have the Astral Imprisonment to save you, but OD, with his BKB being used there with the self-Yules, self-Astral, it all started with that Lotus Orb. He had to BKB early. Now he doesn't have it to save his Ursa, and with that, the game is over.
Yeah, the dive in, the second Ravage did come through, so they did actually patch over the Refresher Shard, and this is going to be the death of the OD. Even Claire trying to chase down the Astral Imprisonment, but he's got no way to get away from the right-click damage here. The hookshot comes through. Body blocks from Noticed, and one by one they get hunted down. Only the Hoodwink remains, and it's going to be mega creeps. It is going to be, I mean, 15 seconds between these 2 cores coming back up. What more damage can Lina do? The sharpshooter comes through, but he's still got the Aegis, and Hoodwink has to go all the way back to the fountain, and this is just going to be VP taking over the dire base. Megas into tier 4s.
I like that he gave him the refresher there in the end. Okay, you proved yourself. That was a very good Ravage, so you can have it, Squadix. He finally lets it go, and with the second Ravage, the game is over.
Yeah, you can see that one move they're holding on. They're trying to get something, maybe turn it out. But Krillia, he's too bothered about hitting the towers. Moonkuchi's going to be coming through. The BKB was off, and the Enrage will be going here as well. They turn on to Afterlife. Afterlife being chased back. They get the kill from Moonkuchi. Another hook shoot for Pantomime. Tries himself in the cogs again, trying to create that barrier. But just tunes himself into his own death. And Afterlife, GG gets gold. EP 21 to 11 at 42 minutes. Take game number 1 up against one move.
Very clean game from DPC. I really have to praise them the way that they dealt with the split push, not directly by running towards the heroes, but taking an area, and from that area you have a creep.